couple days ago, I made a video covering xStocks and their tokenized stocks on the blockchain, backed one-to-one by their underlying security. Furthermore, I showed you how to farm the points for their airdrop, which I believe can be absolutely huge. I'm talking $10,000 plus per person. But since making that video, I've found a way to actually optimize your points farming, and it's not what you think. On top of that, I've found out that there is also a campaign on Jupiter for lending the stocks with a reward pool of $20,000. And not only that, but I'm also going to explain to you how with the same funds you can actually farm the PiggyBank airdrop. Now, this seems totally crazy, but essentially with the same funds, you can farm 3 things at the same time, make the most out of your money. And right before we jump into it, I'm your host, Smokehelm. I hope you guys are doing well. Today, I'm wearing the Revlot Gentis in rose gold. I want you guys' opinion, actually. Are you guys more like rose gold or steel? Let me know down below. Anyways, if you haven't seen the first video, I'll link it at the top somewhere over here, and I would recommend watching that before watching this because this is going to be more of a deep dive. So a couple things I've found out. First of all, the xStocks website for the points is a bit buggy. Sometimes it doesn't show you your points. Sometimes it refuses to actually connect your wallet. So you've got to play around with it. Secondly, I've made more points from lending stocks with less funds than I've made from providing liquidity, even though they say that providing liquidity is the highest tier of points. I've loaded my wallet up with around $100 to show you that anyone with $100 can farm these points. So let's jump into it. Scrolling down to here, what you're going to do is click on Lend xStocks. Then you're going to head over to Jupiter Lend. You might get a pop-up here with a warning and something you got to tick in order to connect your wallet if it's the first time you do it. But here's the actual best strategy. You're going to want to keep this tab open, navigate over to swap your Solana or USDC for SPY, right? So I'm going to go ahead and input 1.10 Solana right here. That'll get me 0.128 SPY tokenized stock. Then I come back to Jupiter Lend. I click right here. And the reason we're providing SPY and not any other stock is because the max liquidation threshold is 85%, while the loan to value ratio is 75%. And it'll let you borrow USDC, which we'll use in the next step. So I'm going to click right here and I'm going to provide some SPY tokenized stock. Pull up the wallet over here, click on approve. I'm providing $92 worth of it, deposit successful. Now that we're here, we are earning points for lending the xStock, right? But it's not over because we can actually borrow against our lended xStock. You can see a slider right here. The more you pull it to the right, the more risky it is because as you can see, if I want to borrow 75% of my deposit, it says that if SPY drops by 12.23%, your position may be partially liquidated. So we don't want that, right? We're going to keep it somewhere below 65%. I'm going to go ahead and actually borrow around 50 USDC. Now, what that does is that my lended stock is still lended, but it lets me borrow against it. I'm going to click on approve and we should see it pop into my wallet right here. Perfect. I'm now going to be paying 0.4% APY on this borrowed USDC because it is a debt after all. And I'm going to want to monitor this position health in the future. But here's what we're going to do with that 50 USDC is bam, 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 buy some more SPY. Essentially, what we just did is we're taking part in the Jupe Lend /X stocks campaign because they simply say deposit X stocks on Jupiter Lend to earn from a $20,000 pool and rewards. You can see right here your eligible deposits, the amount of cards you'll earn, and your total earnings. The more you deposit, the more earnings, the more share of the pool you'll get. It'll give you these cards right here, and then you simply open them and you get a chance to pull any of these amounts. There is a referral tab, so I will leave my referral link down below. I would appreciate it if you used it. It helps out the channel, but you don't necessarily have to. Now, our third way of maximizing these points is, remember, we deposited, we're lending SPY-X on Jupiter Lend, and then we borrowed against our lending. So we had 50 USDC, we swapped it to some more SPY, and now we're gonna head over to this website called PiggyBank that has something called an oink system. Oink oink, like a pig, right? Well, these oinks are actually airdrop points for their own airdrop. They say it themselves that the oink system is PiggyBank's incentive program, designed to reward users for depositing assets into PiggyBank vaults and participating in activities crucial to the whole ecosystem. Now, season 0 has already ended, so we're now in season 1, but it's not too late at all, as I believe they only had around 1,000 farmers for season 0. And what you can see right here is that their SPY-X vault has a 5 times points boost. This is the one that'll get you the most oinks, the most airdrop points for PiggyBank. So I'll obviously have all the links below, but what you do is simply connect your wallet. I'm gonna go with the Soulflare one. Before creating your first deposit, this is the page you'll land on, right? I want you to go to oinks and then go down and click on referrals. I'll drop my referral code below, but it's this one, IC1UC59LFJ. Because not only does it help the channel out, but you will also get a boost on your points. You get a 5% boost on your airdrop points. So you take that code, you'll paste it right here where it says referrer address. That'll be empty. You put that code in, you click on confirm, and then you'll get that 5% boost. Then what you do is head over to deposit, click on SPY-X, which, as you can see, has a 6.98% APR on it. This means that even though we're paying 0.4% on our borrowed USDC, we are earning way more than that on our SPY-X that we're depositing on PiggyBank. By depositing SPY-X, we receive PB SPY-X. And obviously, we get the oinks 5 times multiplier. I'm going to go ahead, click on deposit. That pulls up the wallet. I'm going to click on approve, and as you can see, I am depositing SPY-X and receiving PB SPY-X. Approve, transaction in progress. That should take just a couple seconds. Solana blockchain, pretty fast. Solana blockchain being pretty slow. Okay, deposited $49.96 of SPY-X. Done. Then we can head over to portfolio where we'll actually see our position right here. Now, here's the crazy thing, right? You saw I had around $100 of Solana in the wallet. Well, we've got around $93 deposited on Jupiter Lend that's earning us points for lending right here. That is also earning us a share of this $20,000 reward pool. We're borrowing $50 against it at a 0.4 APY, which is nothing. And then we're depositing it on PiggyBank for a yield that is superior to the one that we're paying to borrow. And this does also count for lending for the xStocks points, which means in total with the $100, we have 93 plus around $50 of total lending, and we're earning points on all that. Now, I don't want to lie to you guys or gaslight you or whatever. I do not know if the PiggyBank airdrop is going to be sizable, if it's going to be something crazy, or if it's just going to be like a little reward, you know? It could be nice, it could be normal, it could be crazy. But it is still something that you can utilize to earn lending points at the same time, which I believe is absolutely crazy. Something more you can do on Jupiter Lend if you want to go absolutely crazy with it and you're a risk taker is once you're here, you click on actions, you go to leverage, right? You can actually leverage your lending position so that it has more value. So you could do, for instance, I can do 50. I can click on leverage. You can see though that that brings us up from a safe position to a risky position. It says that now if SPY drops by 17%, your position might be partially liquidated. But this gets us a ton more of points because now instead of having $93, we've got 143. Okay, quick recap. You can earn points for the xStocks airdrop by holding the stocks, lending the stocks, providing liquidity. What I've found is that lending the stock, borrowing against it, and lending it again earns you way more points than providing liquidity for the same amount of funds. By lending it on Jupiter instead of a platform like Camino as they offer it, you're entered to this reward pool of 20,000 bucks. And by then creating a deposit on PiggyBank using the Oink system and putting my referral code, you'll earn some airdrop points and a 5% boost on your points. This is kind of crazy, but I'm absolutely in love with it. Also, peep the shirt. Kind of cool, no? Anyways, if you guys have any questions, drop them down below in the comments. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. But on that note, it was your boy Smolgal. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll catch y'all another one. Peace.